What is God culture?
What is God culture? That's a good question, by the way, my brother. Thank you for asking me. Well, God culture is a lot of things. God culture can be a person reading their Bible at the park. God culture can be a person praying for a friend because they're going through a tough time. God culture can be people of God coming together, standing on, in prayer and for a certain need for others or even for a situation. God culture can be when a person chooses to do God's word or to obey God's word over what culture is telling them to do. But if I could summarize God culture up in just a few words or in one sentence, it's the motto: love God and love people as you will love yourself. Because if you love God, you will obey his word. And if you love God, you will do those things that pleases him. And if you love God, you will love people because people were created in his image, just as you will love yourself. So that's what God culture is.
The next question we would love to know is what actually inspired God culture?
Man, that is a good question. Before God culture became the title of the brand that I chose, man, I had a lot of different names for it. I had Bridging the Gap, or I had God's Heart Revealed. And honestly, even in the time past with those names that were in my heart before it, just kind of like vocalized as God culture, because Bridging the Gap was more of like heaven and earth meeting with each other. Or God's Heart Revealed was just about God understanding God's heart and it being acknowledged in the lives of people, or God's heart being revealed or known to people. Something that was mysterious, something that seemed like that couldn't have been known previously can now be known. And so I feel like nowadays, as I went through life, as I had my own trials and tribulations and things happen to me, I feel like God has spoken through those situations. And I feel like he has used those situations to make me realize God culture is what he's been trying to build in my life, and that's what he's trying to build in the life of others. So that's where God culture was inspired by, just through different time processes and seasons in my life, through hardship and through understanding God's word and through how he's been speaking through my life throughout time. And he has been vocalizing that God culture is what he's been building in me, because all throughout a person's life, God is trying to reveal himself. God is trying to meet them where they are. And I believe that with God culture is just that very sense, that God's trying to get you, one, to know him, to love him, and for him to change you so you can love others and to express him to the world.